Hey guys, what's up? The Blue here. This week is the Bolt Rack, and I'm going to be going over some of the more dangerous creatures within Sanctuary that may pose a problem to you and your Demon Hunter. Keeping in mind, some of this is focused a bit more towards hardcore, since that's what I mostly play, but can be applicable, obviously, to keep your repair bills from becoming too extraordinary. The first monster that I'm going to cover today is the Lacuni, specifically the female variants of them. These guys are very nasty in that they like to hide in the sand and stuff, and you generally don't see them until you're either right on top of you or they find that you're in a more vulnerable situation to where you're already fighting other monsters, and they'll pop up and they'll either start throwing grenades at you from a range or they'll leap at you and attack you directly. Keeping in mind that this leap is 100, entirely invulnerable for them. You can't really do too much to them while they're jumping. You have to wait until the animation actually finishes. You're probably better off flat out dodging this and getting out of the way. This becomes a bigger problem usually when you have them as champion packs and they have something nasty like, fire chains, and they get in between you really quickly and there's not too much you can really do about it. So you have to be really on your toes whenever you see one of these guys pop up at you. The second monster that I'm going to discuss today is the Deceiver. The Deceiver is the snake guys you see. That when you engage them in combat, they'll go into that stealth, and you can't do anything to these guys either until they get up close or they find a target that they're close to as well, and then they'll start meleeing and they'll pop out of stealth. This makes it very difficult to kill them from afar, which is what we like to do as a ranged class, so you need to be on your toes. Best way to really counter this is to either wait till they're close and use an invincibility like smokescreen, or put your follower or your companion, if you run that, in between you and them, and they'll attack them, and you can pretty much freely attack the Deceivers. Be very careful when you get champion and elite packs, because they will come right on top of you. Keep in mind that the Serpent Magus, the caster variants, the rare packs of those will have the Deceiver minions, so they will be stealthed. The next one I'm going to talk about is probably a fan favorite. It's the Chargers. It's those wonderful large beasts that can charge you from off screen, and in higher MPs, if you're not really ready for it, they will one-shot you. I've actually lost a Demon Hunter in this manner, getting charged off screen by one. These are very bulky, and especially the rare packs, they move quite quickly, so you need to be careful. If you see their charge animation, just get out of the way of it. Don't worry about what else you're doing. The bigger problems with these generally come with kiting them around forces you into other packs, which could become a distraction. Or if you're not paying attention, they'll come in from off screen and absolutely wreck you. Very imperative that you are always aware of your surroundings. These guys you'll see Act 1, Fields of Misery is the first time you see them. There's also a cave in Act 3, so just watch yourself. The next one is probably more common to have deaths to if you're not careful, is found in Keep Depths. Specifically, there is one in the Oasis, but I won't get too much into that. The Fallen Maniacs. These are basically suicide bombers. Very weak, very easy to kill, but they're also really good at surprising you. So be careful when you're going around in the keeps. Keep your guard up and don't rush. Nothing sucks more than dying to these and losing a character because you're just in a hurry. So just be very careful, kind of watch your surroundings. Very low health. If you see them, if you see the glow, AoE abilities usually kill them in a couple hits, or at least stun them so you have a second to focus them down. Just kind of keep that in mind as you're going along. No need to lose a character over something so small. The next monster that I'm going to talk about is the Phase Beasts. These are mostly in Act 3, but you'll also see a couple in Act 4 as well. The big issue with these guys comes more in how tanky they are. In addition to the fact that they can teleport all over the place, they also oftentimes like to also accompany the succubus monsters, whether they be champion packs or otherwise, which then can create an interesting dilemma of, do I take the missile or do I take the punch to the face if you can't kill them quickly enough? And they will try to flank you in packs, so just be very careful. Make sure you're always on the move and try not to be flanked. They're oftentimes found in corridor-esque areas, so that's kind of something you need to keep in mind as you're progressing through. But alone, they're not too big of a threat. Just kind of watch yourself, because they do hit kind of hard, and again, they're relatively tanky, so just be careful with them. The next monster, the demonic tremors. These guys are also first encountered in Act 3. They're the big hulking guys that kind of lumber towards you, and then when you start attacking them, they'll close up, and then they'll enrage, they'll turn big and red, they'll move a bit faster, do a bit more damage, and are almost threatening. Normally, not terribly threatening, not a big deal. The danger of them more comes from champion packs, because even without the fast affix, when they enrage, they move very quickly. With the fast affix, ridiculously fast, almost impossible to escape. The final thing I'm going to discuss here is a personal favorite of mine, the Act 2 Key Warden. Now, the Act 2 Key Warden is pretty much the anti-Demon Hunter. He has a missile dampening field. He spins and reflects everything, so you combine the two, and you can have a very dead Demon Hunter in less than a few seconds. He has Vortex. He releases mortars around him, not just targeted at you, it's around him as well. So you just need to be incredibly careful with this guy. Take it slow, take it easy, don't do anything risky, because I lost a Demon Hunter really quickly, like no chance at all, because I put a whole thing of rapid fire. And finally, I have to add this because no monster dangerous guide is complete without treasure goblins. Be careful when you're chasing them. Everybody wants the loot. Everybody has to chase them down. But darn it, if you don't get into some really dumb situations because of them. So again, be really careful with them. They themselves aren't dangerous. It's everything else around them that's dangerous, and they love to run to dangerous spots, and then they get shielded, and you can't kill the dumb things, and then you probably are about to die for no reason. So that's your brief trip. If you want more details, I highly recommend you read through the full column. Next week will be the Tipsy Tanks video, so I can't wait to see you all then. I've also been streaming Diablo recently. Check my Twitch at DragonUser55 for more, and I'll gladly answer any questions or whatnot, or if you just want to chat Demon Hunters or just chat in general, I'm always there. I obviously have a Twitter at Kagure_LeBlue. So I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.